Hey everyone, this is Mary with therosehomestead.com, and today I'm going to share with you 3 recipes that I use my sourdough discard for. The first recipe I'm sharing with you is going to be for sourdough pancakes. It's been a tradition of ours for years to have pancakes on Saturday, and these do not disappoint. I'm going to take a cup of sourdough starter. I took this right out of the fridge and I think I fed it 3 days ago. It's still bubbly and it'll be just fine. Now you can add sweetener to these pancakes. I don't add any sweetener to mine, but if you prefer, you can add 2 tablespoons of sugar or honey or maple syrup, your choice. Do you have a tradition for the weekend? We always do laundry, which you'll maybe catch a glimpse of my husband in the window getting the washer ready, and we always make pancakes. I'm going to add an egg, and I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt to the mix. We're going to mix this up very well, and then we will move on to the next step. I love sourdough. If you stick around the channel very much, you'll probably see several sourdough related type videos, but it's just something that I've been doing for so long, and we just enjoy all the recipes that you can make with it. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here. That just helps it brown up a little. Sometimes I add bananas, sometimes I add just pumpkin spice, but today we have fresh berries that my husband picked right here on the homestead. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. Oh, the taste of summer. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This makes the mixture, it kind of reacts with the acidity in the sourdough starter, and it gets all puffy and really nice for pancakes. I add 1/4 cup of the pancake mixture to a preheated cast iron skillet with a little butter in there. And here they are. I hope you'll give these a try. It's one of our favorite meals for the weekend. My next way to use sourdough discard I found on the Farmhouse on Boone YouTube page. It was just taking some sourdough starter straight out and making a pizza in a cast iron skillet. So on this day, I took a cup of sourdough starter that I had just taken out of the fridge. Now she just puts it straight on the pan, the hot preheated cast iron skillet, and then tops it with a little olive oil and some herbs. But I kind of mix mine up, and I like to put just a little bit of baking powder in mine before I put it on the pan, so it just kind of makes it puff up a little bit thicker. I'm putting some Italian spice mix in there, and I do want to make a note that while I'm getting this ready, my cast iron skillet is in an oven preheating to 425 degrees. I added some garlic powder. I didn't really measure, it won't. There it goes. I don't really measure, I just kind of put like maybe around a teaspoon or so. And some salt, of course. We like this recipe because it's super fast, super quick to get on the table when you're just maybe busy or it's been a long day. Put some olive oil in there. And you can put any toppings that you like. You can make, she even makes a breakfast pizza, and I've tried that. It's delicious. You can put eggs and cheese and sausage. So good. So this is a little different from what the Farmhouse on Boone lady does. I actually added some baking powder, which will not focus again for some reason, but I did add some baking powder. Oh my, I just couldn't let it go. But I added some baking powder to the mix, and it just kind of, as it's in the oven, it just puffs up a little more. We do usually make pizza dough and have a thick crust pizza, but on this day we had been busy, and I just wanted something really super quick to make for supper. Now I topped ours with some red onion. That's my favorite. I'm actually growing a bunch of red onions this year in the garden, and I can't wait. They're looking really good. What do you like on top of your pizza? Let me know down below. And of course we have to have cheese, lots of cheese. I'm just using a sharp cheddar. It's my go-to cheese. I use it for everything. That's the only kind I hardly ever buy. So you get your hot skillet out of the oven, and you put your mixture in the hot skillet and just kind of even it out. And we're gonna put it back in the oven and let it kind of cook before we add our toppings. Takes about, I guess, 10 minutes or so. Now I'm gonna put some home canned salsa. I use that on all of our pizzas. I just think it's much more delicious than a plain spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce or whatever, pizza sauce. I'm gonna put some home canned pepperoncini peppers. The onions and the cheese. So we put it back in the oven until everything gets melted and crispy on top. This is just one of our favorite quick meals. I hope you'll give it a try. So this recipe I'm super excited about because I've been working on this for a few months now, and I finally got it. It's sourdough biscuits. Now I take 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour and add a 1/4 cup of olive oil in there and just mix it up until you get like crumbles of the oil mixing in with the flour. And I'm going to take 1/2 cup of my sourdough starter and add to this. Now this recipe will be on the blog, and I will have it in a printable format. So if you want to head over there, therosehomestead.com, click on sourdough biscuits, there will be an option to print this recipe. I'm also going to take 1/2 cup of almond milk and add to the mixture. And we're going to mix this up until it is just a cohesive ball of dough. And we're going to let this sit overnight at room temperature to ferment. Just cover it with a bowl cover or saran wrap. Now the next morning I took a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I added this to a small cup and just kind of mixed it up, and then I dimpled the dough and poured this salt, baking soda, baking powder mixture on top. I take a spatula and just kind of pull all of the edges inward. Do that a few times, and once I feel like I'm getting pretty well incorporated, I'll put it out on the table with just a little bit of flour and give it a few turns to make sure everything is mixed well. So I'm going to roll this out to probably around 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick. You'll be surprised how much this puffs up once you get it in the oven. They really remind me of Grand's biscuits because they get all the layers, the flaky layers. So nice. I'm going to put these on a cast iron skillet in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Now once these come out of the oven, my oh my, they look amazing and they taste amazing. Look at that. You've got to try these. Head over to the blog to get the full printable recipe for these sourdough biscuits. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some inspiration for recipes to use your sourdough starter in while you're waiting on it to mature and be strong enough to make beautiful loaves of bread consistently. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like videos on cooking from scratch, gardening, food preservation, and homesteading, I make 2 new videos a week. So if you like that, hit the subscribe button down below. We would really appreciate it.